Welcome back everyone to another Emii Creations vlog. As usual, we're doing a recap of the last month, so specifically February 2022. So can you believe we're already in the third month of the new year? So that's pretty exciting. We'll be going over the good, bad, and at the end we'll do a little bit of my sales numbers for February and what I plan to do this month in March. The first thing that happened in February, at the beginning of February, was the Faire winter market. So I talked a little bit about this last video, but for those who don't know, it's completely online and it's hosted by Faire, which is a kind of like an online selling platform for wholesalers. It's kind of like Etsy for wholesale if you want to make that connection. And they every year have a winter market and a summer market. This winter market went from January 31st to February 4th. And it ended up a little worse than my last year's event, or my last year's winter market specifically. I participated in 3 so far, including the first one they did. I think they've only had it for 3 years. And my first one was okay because I was just starting out. My second one was really good. And the one this year was a little, I think it was close but not there in comparing to the second ones. I have a few theories of why that is. The first being I did have a release in November. So for those who remember, I had a release for my socks, and during that time, a lot of my wholesale retailers bought for like the Christmas rush, and I have a feeling that between November and February is like not a lot of time to sell out all their stock. So maybe a lot of my retailers have already stocked up, didn't need new products during this time, so didn't reorder, which is fine. But I still loved it, and I think it's such a great opportunity. If you're on Faire, I do recommend you try it out as long as your margins can handle it. So for this winter market, I did release new stickers, which I mentioned last video, and they did amazing. A lot of retailers picked them up. They're really excited about them. So right after the Faire winter market was the Tet Festival from February 5th to 6th. And it's a 2-day event. It's located at the OC Fairgrounds, so it's just right next to me. And I go every year. I think this is the 3rd year I've been with them, and I personally love them because they are one of the best organizers I've worked with. They're really fast to respond, they really care about their vendors, and if you have any issues, which I kind of did have a little issue at this event, I literally just emailed them and they showed up within 10 minutes. It was pretty awesome. So I do recommend the show. The issue I had was with the neighbors, but they handled it really quickly, and I was able to get up and running without any issues after that. The only downside I had with the Tet Festival is that the hours are super long. So the show hours are from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And for those who don't know, you also have to set up and break down. So sometimes you're there an hour or 2 earlier or an hour or 2 later. So it's probably around like 14 to 15 hour days for me. But one thing definitely to keep in mind is during this time, beginning of the year around February, we don't have a lot, or I personally don't have a lot of shows, like big shows. A lot of my shows are during the summer month, so it's always good to have like a bigger event to kind of like pad my income during the first few months, which is why I still like it and recommend it. All right, I know last video I teased on this a little bit. I mentioned that I was in the Bahamas last videos, and I didn't tell you why, and now I will tell you why. So first of all, I did get court married. I want to say that specifically because we are waiting for COVID to calm down before we even think about having a reception, but I am married. I have the ring as proof. And then along with the marriage, conveniently, Troy, my now husband, was invited to go to the Bahamas for work. So I decided to tag along for not work. I was there for just enjoyment, but I did work a little bit. I did the video, as you guys remember. But aside from the video, I didn't work that much, and I was able to enjoy it. And for me, it was like a baby honeymoon. He promises that we'll have a bigger honeymoon when we actually do the celebration part, but it was still fun. I thought it was so fun. We swam with the dolphins. For those not familiar, they have rescued dolphins and they did a very awesome educational dolphin experience. They actually gave us some awesome information about how their bodies work, how they hunt in the wild and stuff like that. So I do recommend it if you are there. And then we also went to a lot of the aquariums. They have so many aquariums just within the island. So that was super cool. We were on the main Nassau Island. I'm like butchering it, but it's fine. And I have a lot of clips for you guys, so enjoy the clips. And it's funny because some of the clips, Troy was working and I was just like running around, like enjoying everything as he's working, like going on the beach while he's working, and then like looking at the aquariums while he was working, like enjoying the food while he's in meetings. It's just like me on my own honeymoon while he's working. I kind of feel bad about it, but also don't feel bad about it. It is so bright today. The weather is awesome considering they said it would rain. But we are on the other side. Here's our hotel. And we're kind of on this private beachfront on the other side where the Predator Lagoon is and the stingrays are. And we're gonna go see if we can find something to eat.
I'm judged book by its cover. No.
Yeah, Louis? Mm-hmm. Next week will be 2.
Wow.
Alright, so you can take your first bite?
Yeah, first bite up?
Yeah, that's from underneath. Get the gravy with it.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah,
Holy. Oh my god, that's fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'll do another shot.
You're like a mukbang.
Not doing mukbang.
But like a super small like version. Like the
It was small mukbang.
inverted mukbang. Oh, not a mukbang.
Alright, so one thing I mentioned I wanted to do for February is revamp my email welcome sequence. So I did have the goal of revamping that in February, but unfortunately I am not done with it. I had a lot of other things happening, including wholesale orders and like preparing for shows, which I'll talk about a little later. But I did finish the first 3 sequences, and one of the reasons it's taking so long is I kind of went a little crazy with it. So I was drawing new art for it. I was vectoring everything. I'm laying it out on Illustrator, and I have 4 emails as my email sequence. It seems like a lot, but when you look at the emails one by one, it's actually not a lot. So specifically the first one is the welcome, like, hey, here's your free stuff that I promised you. The second one is a, hey, this is me. Here's some more information about me personally and how I got started with the business. The third one is about my product and some of the goals I have with making products and like eco-friendly goals. And then the fourth one is giving you free shipping, or I don't know, like I haven't decided yet. I think it would be a free discount, but it's kind of like a thanks for sticking with me through all 4 emails. Here's like a discount. So I will still be working on it. I finished the mock-up of 3 of them. I still need to fix the wording of them. And then I need to figure out what I want to do with the 4th one. And then I'm kind of extending the project a little bit because I realize there's a lot of like little emails that my shop sends kind of like the leave a review is one of them. Thank you for your order, here's your shipping, and I kind of want to like to brand those a little better to match my welcome emails. So I might be redoing those as a add-on to my email project, so it's definitely going to take longer. This last month has also been a very prepare for show season type of month. During the beginning of the year, I tend to do this like big prep for show season. So I do a lot of my restocks for merchandise, and I do a lot of restocks like of merch bags, and then I'll buy or think about new displays, which I'll show you a new display that I found for stickers. I kind of have two types of shows that I go to. The first one is the 10 by 10s, which are usually at the outdoor markets, like the night markets, the festivals, that kind of stuff. The second one is the conventions. So I'm starting back up on my convention circuit. This year I have maybe like 3 or 4 of them. I'm still trying to sign up for more, but I definitely have Hawaii, I might have Emerald Comic Con, I might have MegaCon, and maybe one in Texas, and maybe one in Georgia. We'll see. Oh, and Anime Expo. And those are all like one table events. So you get one 6x2 table, which is not a lot of room. So I kind of have to rethink my display and compress my 10 by 10s down to one table. And one of the things I started doing is I'm doing a mock-up layout with all the display items and seeing how I can place them. I do it in Illustrator, and I do a 10 pixel to 1 inch kind of like size comparisons, so I can like measure it down to the inch. And with that, I had to think of new display ideas. So I bought a few new display stuff that I'm gonna try out. So we reached the point where I talked to you about my sales numbers. I made officially $5,000 gross sales this month. And I also made $5,000 last month, which is interesting. So I guess I'm like keeping it consistent. I personally was a little surprised by the number because I knew my online sales and my pop-up sales were gonna be low. So if you guys remember, my pop-up kinda pays me late, so it'll pay me for January sales on February 5th. So that's kind of how it worked. And I kind of expected my online sales to be low because I put my Etsy shop on vacation when I was in the Bahamas, and that was a whole week. And whenever you put your Etsy on vacation, all your views and listings kind of take a little nosedive. So where do these sales numbers come from, you wonder? It came from wholesale, which is very interesting because I expected people to buy during the winter fair market for the most part, but there was a lot of people that bought before the market. So I was able to cash in all the orders before the market for my February sales. So at the end of February, I literally just got an influx of net 30 payments from sales I made at the end of January. So just as a reminder, my wholesale is on net 30s for the most part, so I don't get paid until 30 days later. Oh my God, I literally just remembered right now, half the sales did come from the TET festival. So shows are important to me still, you know, it still makes up a huge portion of my sales. So now it's time to talk about March. In March, it's gonna be a little weird for me because I'm gonna do a lot of prep work for events for April. But since these are kind of like the first events I've been to in a while, like the first convention, the first wholesale event I have been to since COVID. A lot of the events that I've been going to since COVID started is local events, so pop-ups with 10 by 10 booths. And with the 10 by 10 booths, they have a lot more room, so I need to shrink them, as I mentioned, down into the 6 by 6 space. So I'm gonna have to do a lot of planning, and I'm gonna have to figure out how much I want to bring, and if I want, I'm probably not gonna bring all my shirts, for example. I just need to figure that out, and I'm probably gonna take a little bit of March to hash all the details out for that and make mock-ups of the event. And I'm also probably going to be continuing on with my email revamp. I want to do it right, you know. It's like people's first impression of my business for a lot of them, so I want them to have a good impression of it and do it right. So I am taking a little bit more time than I wanted to flesh that out, but I feel like since I don't have a lot of market or events this month, I'll be able to focus on that a little more. But speaking of markets and events, I'm trying to figure out if I can try out some local events. I found one called the SoCal Etsy Market, run by the SoCal Etsy Guild. So I've done their events once in my very first year. They do pop-ups at malls specifically, and they kind of have one every single week. So I wanted to try it out to see if that would be a good like baby income for me when I need it. I will be going to one in March, so I'll let you guys know next video how that goes. And if it goes good, I'll probably do more. So that was my vlog. Thank you so much for joining me. We're back in the horror room, so I hope you guys enjoyed little horror running around in the background. I sometimes re-watch my videos and I think it's so funny like what horror does in the background. So I hope you enjoy him. We appreciate you being here. And if you like our vlogs and the new style vlogging, be sure to click the like button and the subscribe button. We really appreciate it. It really helps my YouTube channel grow. Please stay safe and awesome out there, and I'll see you in the next recap video.